Now let's walk through how to enter your guided trips to the park. From the green menu bar, navigate to Enter Guided Trips. Select Add Trip to enter a new trip. In the Park column, click on the arrow to the right of the box to select the park unit. The drop-down list will show the park units in which your company is currently an authorized CUA holder. Select the park and then continue to fill in the fields from left to right. The location and guided activity drop-downs are specific to each park. Fill in the field to the left to populate the drop-down to the right. In our first example, we'll enter a one-day trip. We'll enter the number of clients on our trip, number of guides, and the start and end date of the trip. For a one-day trip, the start and end date will be the same. Moving to the right, select the location you visited. The location drop-down lists the visitor use areas, VUAs, in the selected park unit. Park VUA maps are available via the help link. The guided activity drop-down lists the approved commercial activities in the selected park unit. Select the guided activity your company provided at the selected location. It should also be the primary or main activity you provided or were engaged in at that park unit. Once you've entered all of your details for a trip, select Update to leave edit mode. You can return to edit mode by double-clicking on the row of data. After selecting Update, and when a trip is not in edit mode, a record can be deleted or copied using the icons to the left of the row. Use the icon on the far left with the squares to copy a row of data. Use the icon to the right with an X to delete the row. The copy tool is useful if your business conducts similar trips. You can copy a trip and then change applicable details such as the date or a group size without needing to populate each field. To copy the row, select the icon with the squares. The trip is copied in edit mode. Change any necessary details and select Update to leave edit mode. In VURn, up to 3 locations or up to 3 different activities at one or more locations can be reported for each guided trip. In our next example, let's enter a one-day trip to multiple locations. If visiting multiple locations on the same day, a one-day trip, use the sections labeled Primary Location, Second Location, and Third Location if needed to record your locations and activities. For a one-day trip, you will enter the same start and end date in each date field. Let's see what that would look like. Select Add Trip. Select the park unit from the drop-down list. Then enter the number of clients and guides on the trip. You'll then move to the right and enter the date of the trip. And the first location you visited will be the primary location. You'll then enter the guided activity you participated in at that location before moving to the right to enter the date, second location you visited, and the activity you were engaged in at that location. If you visited 3 locations, you continue on to the right, enter the location and activity. Depending on the size of your screen, you may need to use the scroll bar to see all of the available fields. When you've finished entering all the details for a trip, select Update to leave edit mode. If you visited multiple locations on a multi-day trip, 2 or more days, you'll enter the first and last day at the first location as the primary location start and end date. Select Add Trip. Select your park from the drop-down and enter the number of clients and guides on the trip. You'll then enter your first day in the park and your last day at that primary location. Next, enter the location and guided activity. Continuing on, you'll enter the start date at the second location. The start date at the second location will be the day that you left the primary location. In this example, March 4th. Enter the second location end date, the last day at the second location, along with the second location and guided activity. If you visited 3 locations on your trip, you'll enter the start date at the third location. The start date at the third location will be the day that you left the second location. In this example, March 5th. Next, you'll enter the end date, your last date at the third location, which will also be the last date in the park for this trip. Continue on to enter in the location and guided activity. In this example, our trip to the park was from March 3rd through March 8th. Your first date in the park is represented as the primary location start date. Your last date in the park on this trip is represented as the end date for the third location. If you've entered all of the data for this trip, select Update to leave edit mode. If you realize you need to make a change, double-click on the row to return to edit mode, make the change, and select Update. To review the trips you've entered, select the Existing Trips button in the bottom left below the scroll bar, or select Existing Trips from the green menu bar. You will land on the Existing Trips page. The guided trips you have entered will be displayed on the top portion of the page. You can filter the trips here by park, report status, draft, submitted, accepted, unresolved, or by date. Click on the drop-down arrow to the right of the field or start typing in the field to alphabetically filter the list. Most searchable and editable fields in VURn filter when you start typing in the field. To unfilter a list, select and delete the filter word. Down list will appear. Trips entered are initially shown in draft mode. Click on the pencil icon to the left of the row to see the details of the trip. You can edit the client or guide numbers here using the arrow buttons to the right of the field, or by typing in the field. You can edit the trip dates, locations, and activities by selecting the row's pencil icon or by double-clicking on the row you want to edit. After completing your edit to a row, select Update or Enter on your keyboard to leave edit mode. The Update button is not shown here, but will be available in the live system. Once you leave edit mode, the change you made will be shown, but you must click the Save button in the bottom right to keep the change. Now, once you've entered your trips and reviewed your entries for accuracy, you're ready to submit. Refer to the Submit Trip section of the user guide or watch the Submitting Trip section of the video to walk through the process.